All right, 6 o'clock, we can open the meeting. Oops. Too aggressive here. Let's see, so I make the announcement that the meeting is being taped by Area 58. Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, approval of the agenda?
So moved.
Okay, I'll second it. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Mr. Nezzarella had a work commitment he couldn't get out of, so he won't be here tonight. We can do the minutes?
Sure. I move the approval of the following selectmen minutes. Regular session, January 10th, 2023. Regular session, January 24th, 2023. Regular session, January 30th, 2023. Regular session, February 28th, 2023. Regular session, March 14th, 2023. And regular session, May 8th, 2023.
I'll second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous.
Move to affirm the approval of the following warrants and commitments. Vendor warrant number 100 for $166,013.55. Payroll warrant number 102 for $401,326.72. School warrant number 103 for $339,027.41. Vendor warrant number 104 for $506,912.32. Withholding warrant number 105 for $136,747.50. Vendor warrant number 106 for $75,538.49. Ambulance commitments from 4/17/23 to 4/23/23 for $18,637.24. Ambulance commitment for 4/24 to 23, 4/24/23 to 4/30/23 for $72,695.87. Ambulance commitment 5/1/23 to 5/7/23 for $26,785.97. And the mobile home park fee number 5 for $5,148.
A second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous.
I move to approve of the following warrants. Payroll warrant number 107 for $412,597.02. Vendor warrant number 108 for $62,353.41. And withholding warrant number 109 for $138,117.15.
Second. Any discussion?
Nope.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Bills?
I move to approve payment of the following selectmen bills. We have KP Law for $129.65. We have,
cheap.
I know.
$129.
We'll take that.
An hour.
Well, we got National Grid for $857.06. That's town hall electricity. Insurance, Susan Tenor from Cushman Insurance, $255. From the Selectmen expense account, $25 to STAM annual business meeting. William August Esquire, legal, $560. Brooks and Durensis PC, law, for $10,095.26. Data processing IT expenditures reimbursed to one Mr. Cody Haddad, $19.99. We'll allow it. Reimbursed to Cody Haddad, FedEx overnight, $47.55. Relics LexisNexis database search subscription fee for $78. John Dolan Esquire, legal, $2,676.18. KP Law, $192.50. Insurance, MIAA, for $248.
Second. Any discussion?
No.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Okay, so our first meeting isn't until 6:15. Are you Mr. Jerome?
Yes.
Okay, so since we have you for a scheduled time, we'll get when we get to that, all right? Discussions, reorganization of the board, since Naja's not here, we can hold on that.
Sure.
I'll leave it entirely up to you guys, how you want to reorganize things, and anything's good with me, so,
Yeah, same here, John. Whatever the board wants to do, I'm okay with.
okay.
Yep.
Town meeting recap.
I just wanted to put this on. This is your first meeting after town meeting. Didn't know if you wanted to discuss it. I thought it went well. I've only heard positive feedback from the community and employees, so.
Yeah, I thought it was well organized and went well. My complaint, which I raised in the beginning, was the acoustics in that room are atrocious. And I think to the extent possible, there's nothing we can do about it, I'm sure of that.
Right.
But to the extent possible, I think we should always use the other room, just because you can hear better. And the only other thing was that you and I talked about the capital improvement article. If we do it that way again, which I don't disagree with, we need to be able to do it more like we do the budget. In other words, because we were doing categories, and there may have been 2 or 3 things in the category, only one of which was controversial, would have submarined the whole thing. So I don't think that's what the intent was.
I think the plan was to read them all, right, Cody, and then have somebody if they had a hold
I think
similar to
probably.
that.
So
That
we'll
was
probably have
the
to make
intent.
sure that we
Yeah.
have the moderator.
Yeah.
Other than that, I thought it was great. It was well run, so it was good.
One night, 2.5 hours?
Yeah,
That was great. Yeah.
All right, noise complaint, Fieldstone Farm. So this is an ongoing thing, Fieldstone Farms, every year, as far back as I can remember. Somebody complains about these things. We did get a complaint from a neighbor on Plymouth Street about excessive noise from the speakers at the Fieldstone Equestrian Center. They told me, they indicate in the note that they had spoken with Mr. Clausen about it. They also have a response from Mr. Valerie, our health agent, who sent us notes and all, and has said clearly that he can't, he's done numerous visits, he can't substantiate a noise nuisance complaint. So, I mean, I don't know what else to do with it. I think the problem is that they don't like the show there, and it just, whatever is going on there bothers them. I don't know what we can do about it. I mean, if she wants to come in and talk to us, she can, and maybe that's how we respond to her. We're willing to listen to you, but there's not much, we've investigated this for 4 years, and nothing's ever come. I mean, so.
Yeah, Mr. Valerie does a great job. He's gone out there several times and is very detailed in his reports. So, unfortunately, there's not much we can do.
I don't think so. I mean, it's really... Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot to congratulate my fellow selectman on his election.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it was a tight one. We just squeaked it out.
I apologize.
So, no, that's
Should've
quite all
said
right.
that earlier.
That's quite all right. No, not a big deal.
Okay, so I guess, I mean, there's nothing else we can do with it other than ask her if she wants to come in and talk to us directly. We can, but I don't know what other result there is. So.
Yeah, I agree.
Vacation carryover is...
A whole bunch of them here.
See here. Oh, you have
I do. So do you want me to just read them?
Yeah, why don't you?
I will just preface with, there's a significant amount of requests in here. And, many of our contracts and wage and personnel allow for a specific amount, typically a week, to be carried over. And it's good practice that in excruciating circumstances, you allow, more than 40 hours. Sandy Nolan's a great example. Pam's a great example. You just don't want to set a precedent, so my recommendation would be if you're going to approve these, just make a note, and I'll let the staff know that it may not be approved next year, but they need to use their time.
Are these more than 40 hours, or they're all?
They are.
Yeah.
Many of them are more than 40. And, at that point, it does become a liability to the town. If they were to leave, we have to pay them that. And we want employees to take their time off. They earn their vacation time. We want them to use it.
Okay, then, so all of these are from various departments?
They're from various departments, various collective bargaining agreements. So, and there's some that are for 40, and I think past practice has been that they submit it for your approval, although they don't need to. They automatically can carry over the 40.
Who's that? The contracts?
Yeah, the contracts and wage and personnel allow for you to carry over 40 hours, up to 40 hours,
Without any
without any
asking?
additional approval. Yeah.
They can?
Yeah.
Every year?
Correct. So, but I'll go through. So there's a request from Peggy Selter to carry over 80 hours. There's a request from several officers. Go through these. The first one is from Chief Shaws, who's looking to carry over 80 hours. The second is from Antoinette Ross. She's just looking to carry over the 40 hours. Officer Michael Von Karuski is looking to carry over 80 hours. Officer Joseph Cushman is looking to carry over 80 hours. Officer Al Hinks is looking to carry over 8 days. Detective McDonald is looking to carry over 40 hours. Officer McIntyre is looking to carry over 80 hours. Officer Schleif is looking to carry over 9 days, 72 hours. Let's see. Officer Ryan Simpson is looking to carry over 40 hours. And Sergeant Sterling is looking to carry over 85 hours.
That's almost all the entire police department.
Yeah.
And then we have a request from Kendra Kelly in the fire department, who's looking to carry over 70.45 hours. We have a request from Keith Bador to carry over 100 hours. And we have a request...
Highway department?
Water.
Water. And we have a request from Scott Materna to carry over 80 hours.
I think the first thing we need to do is have the police chief come in here and ask him why half of his, if more than half of his police department is not taking their vacation time.
I did talk to him. His explanation was that they were without a couple officers for much of calendar last year. They were down a couple officers, so a lot of the officers were required to work overtime and not use his vacation. There was one officer who's going on a trip next fiscal year who's looking to carry over the time. You know, cases like that, I think that's very reasonable if you have a planned event that you're looking to use. But, you know, just continually carrying over isn't necessarily a good practice.
Well, they get like 3 or 4 weeks to start with, right? So some of them are carrying 2 of those weeks over, so we have 5 weeks, so we have a fiscal problem on the other end, trying to cover all of that.
Yeah, it all becomes a liability. I mean, we have to budget for if, God forbid, everybody were to leave, and what that liability is to the town. And when we carry over this many hours, it can become quite significant.
I wonder if we should write a letter to every one of these department heads and every one of these employees too, and indicate that, you know, I'll ask the board if they want to make this policy, that it'll be the policy of the board to look closely at any vacation carryovers in the future, that they are expected, and then the default is that the vacation will be used in the year that it's accrued. Is that a good
I think so.
policy? So let's I'll make a motion that we adopt that as the policy and that we respond to all of these requests in that fashion. Maybe it'll slow some of it down. I mean, there's obviously things like when Sandy Nolan was covered.
There's certain circumstances
There's certain
that pop
things
up.
that very clearly need to be addressed, but I think this is more than I've ever seen.
I've only, this is my second go-around with this. My first time was last year, and we didn't have nearly as many people. I don't know what the deal is, and I don't like telling people when to take their vacation, but you guys bring up good points that you've budgeted for this year for that vacation. You don't want to leave the town liable by banking up large amounts of vacation time.
Somebody
Just not
carries
good
it
for the
over
town.
till next year, instead of 3 years, 3 weeks or whatever, they get 5 weeks. Now we have a budgetary issue on that end.
Correct.
They get 2 weeks worth of overtime or whatever it is to be covered, so it's just not a very prudent fiscal policy.
So I'm sorry, did you make a motion?
I did.
Yeah, I'll second that.
All right, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. I guess we should move to approve those vacation carryovers. I will reluctantly make that motion, because I think that this needs to be controlled. It's gotten out of
Can I
hand.
get comments? I used to work in the bookkeeper accountant in a private enterprise, and we just, if at the end of the fiscal year, if people hadn't taken vacation, they got paid out for what was owed. So I don't know.
We
In the
don't do
future,
that
we
here.
could try to do
No,
that.
we don't do that.
It's too much, the town can't afford that financially to pay out vacation time that's unused. We want our staff to use vacation time. I tell all of our department heads, you have vacation time, it's good. You know, spend time away from here, spend time with your family, do things that you enjoy. That's why you get vacation time.
That's why it's there.
So I guess that I will reluctantly second that motion to approve all of these.
You had a question?
Oh, sorry, Chris.
Good question, Cody. Not specifically Halifax, but I know a lot of towns were dealing with the problem when the mass laws changed, that we lost a lot of special officers, that now the full-time had to cover that shift.
Mhm.
So I think a lot of those specials covered some shifts. Would that be part of the problem too?
Not necessarily, that did happen, but my understanding is the impact was quite minimal in that to the department.
We had, we were down 2 men, and I think once our board was reestablished in November, that was one of the first things we had to appoint 2 more. Now, with the change now with, which won't go into effect, I guess, until September at the earliest, with the, with a strong chief change, he'll be able to do that a little quicker, so. And the change with the civil service. So we don't have civil service any longer. Everything is now going to be a direct appointment by the police chief, so it should go a little faster. Okay, so we have a second, a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. All right, oh, it's 6:15.
Yep.
So with that, Mr. Jerome is here. Let's see here.
There's the there.
Thank you. All right. Hi, so you want a
Live entertainment.
live entertainment on, just look at the July 8th?
July 8th, yeah.
Yep, from 3 to 9. It's already been approved by all the police and fire and everything along those lines. You want to just give us a general idea of what's up?
Family and friend cookout, live music. Just kind of get together and enjoy that time of year.
Okay, excellent. You know you have to have it over by 9 o'clock, that's our...
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay. Any questions?
What's the cover band? What do they play?
It's mostly classic rock.
All right, good.
Yeah, it's good. I'd say 70s and 80s.
Awesome.
Mostly Elton John and Bruce Springsteen.
Sounds like a fantastic time.
He may go by.
I might have to, I might drive by and slow the roll right by there.
Sit out on the street and listen.
That's it.
All right.
Wish you luck.
Thank you.
Do we have a motion to approve?
I have a motion to approve Ron Jerome, is that I'm pronouncing that right? Live entertainment permit application for July 8th, 2023, for 3 to 9 p.m.
Okay, I'll second. Any discussion?
No?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Here, you sit now.
All right.
All right, good luck.
You're all
Have fun.
set. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you very
Thank you.
No worries.
All right, we have another one here from somewhere.
We do, but that's not until 6:30.
6:30.
What I'm gonna do is I will call you tomorrow. I'm gonna just make some copies for the fire, police, and board health, okay? And then you can make that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, no worries.
Good night.
Yeah.
Good night.
All right, ambulance commitment, abatements rather?
Yes, so you have 2 here. This is the first one from 2019.
Let's see. All right, so May 1st to the Board of Selectmen from the Fire Department. In 2015, the Board of Selectmen voted to abate the unpaid ambulance bills after 3 years of inactivity. In an effort to clean up outstanding accounts, please abate the following amount for 2019 to bring us current with the policy that was put into place. So what I see is just, so we have one bill, or one amount of, for 2019 of $128,513.97. And then April 2023, that's the second one? Okay, so let's deal with this one first.
Sure.
So I'll move to abate that amount as requested by the fire department.
Second.
Any discussion?
Nope.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Okay. The second is an abatement for April of 2023, and that is in the amount of $89,993.25. I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Nope.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Good. Veteran Services. So I looked at his letter here. This is Mr. Littlefield. And isn't he the Veteran Service Officer?
He is, yeah.
Yep.
So haven't we already appointed him to that?
You have, this is, so back in January, he brought forward to you to kind of revamp the committee there. It was previously the Memorial Day Committee and turned it into the Veteran Services Committee. And he's worked on that, and now he's requesting that you establish the committee with the membership below. So he's looking for it to consist of the Veteran Services Officer, the two assistant VSOs, the cemetery director, and then 3 citizens at large. So just to formally create the
Oh,
membership.
I
of the
see,
committee.
as a new committee.
And he wants to broaden the horizon, have
Yes.
it be not just the parade, but veteran services like all year round.
And he established a charge here as well, which says the committee will assist in serving the veterans of Halifax on a year-round basis with a special emphasis on Memorial Day and Veterans Day celebrations, while also providing services to our veteran community, ensuring that the veterans of Halifax know they live in a town that care for and honors veterans.
That's good. Okay.
Sounds
So
great.
do we have anybody to appoint to these positions, or just going to establish the committee?
This is just establishing, and then at a future meeting, we'll bring back those to appoint.
Steve did say he wanted to be on it because he's a superintendent out of the cemetery. So he did say he wanted to be on it. As for the other 2 assistants, I'm sure he's been in contact with them, but I will, we can double check with him, make sure. they're-
Steve said he did want to be, or?
Steve Haywood said he.
Yeah, as a cemetery director.
Yeah, he thought that would be a good idea where he's,
Yeah.
Where, just a technicality question, I guess, where the positions are spelled out here, do they officially come before us to be appointed, or that's just a kind of an automatic?
If it's a
appointment?
position, it's an automatic, if you
Good.
establish it,
No, I
it's
think
part
that
of the
makes more
group.
sense.
And then the citizens at large would be the ones
Well, the ones that we appoint.
Exactly.
Great.
Okay, good. So do we have a motion to make up the Veterans,
Services Committee.
Veterans Services Committee?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to create the Veteran Services Committee consisting of the Veteran Service Officer, the 2 Assistant Veteran Service Officers, the Cemetery Director, and 3 citizens at large.
I'll second. Any discussion?
Nope.
All those in favor say aye. Opposed? It's unanimous. All right. We still have a few minutes. Halifax fireworks event?
Yes, so the annual 4th of July fireworks will be held on July 1st this year. The Board of Health is just requesting that the Board of Selectmen sign off and give their approval on the event.
Okay.
No, it's not happening.
So we are approving,
The fireworks event for July 1st.
okay.
That's just the signature
Well, I mean,
page. The
this
other-
is the whole day event, or just the fireworks, or what? I don't remember doing this before. so-
It consists of several different events within the 4th of July fireworks event. I think that's just what it's typically referenced to, but it'll consist of, and I think Jonathan's on there.
Yeah, they're trying to add events during the day, John, where it's not just a fireworks event at night.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak for the committee because I wasn't able to make their last meeting, but they're looking to add more beef to the daytime events.
Okay. So are we, but that's what I'm saying, are we like, is this use of the town hall, or use of all the properties, or what specifically are they asking us to?
I believe it's the event in its entirety, so the fireworks for the community, use of the space.
I know
I
they're,
think fire and police signed off on it also.
Okay.
It's an application that if you have a big event, that the Board of Health asks you to fill out, and you have to do all these little checkoffs. Like what's applicable, and it's all like, I think one of them is a map of where some things are going to be located and stuff. So just so that all the board, so that you guys are aware of it, and the fire and police know when things are going to be happening.
Okay. So it's an approval in general, the whole?
Yeah, I think they have
Of
like
the
the
event.
insurance on there and stuff like that.
The contract with the fireworks company.
The contract should have already been signed, right?
It was.
It was.
And that's just included in the packet.
Okay. All right. So do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the Halifax fireworks event for July 1st, 2023.
And I will second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Just one line?
Yeah, just if you can just sign it, John. Very good, thank you.
Legal services agreement, SL environmental law. This is on some
It's with PFAS.
pollution. thing or
PFAS
something?
stuff.
Yeah, so as part of, you probably have heard much of the PFAS discussions. So the Attorney General is suing on behalf of all the communities in Massachusetts for PFAS. The towns have the opportunity to go and get their own counsel. The benefit, after speaking with our town council, of that being that it puts us in a higher priority. So if there is a settlement, the town would come first versus the Attorney General who's suing on behalf of all the communities. There is no additional fee to us. The council would get their fee, but it's the same fee that the Attorney General would pay the council that's representing them. So SL Environmental is working with several other communities throughout the state of Massachusetts. They were referred to us by our town council, Brooks and Durenzis. We had them look over the legal services agreement. They made a couple of changes, and they said everything looks good. So I would recommend that the board move forward with this. The water department and the water commissioners are aware of this, and they will be approving this at their next meeting as well.
Is this the fire foam, or is this something different?
No,
No,
this is stuff in the water.
Yeah, this has to do like the polytheropical.
Okay, we don't need to challenge you.
Beyond my scope.
Okay.
But I believe, Cody, that our levels are still okay.
They are.
But they're
The levels may change from
The level-
federal
exactly.
government,
So-
so it just
Proactive.
It's being us proactive.
Sure.
And also, it's a no-lose situation. If it ends up in a settlement, then we gain in it, and if we don't, there's no loss to it.
Sure. And going with our own council, we kind of get a better deli number.
Exactly. That's
So-
that's all it comes down to.
Yeah.
Is we would come higher in the priority than the states that just are being sued on behalf of the Attorney General.
Okay. I'll make a motion that we accept LSA,
No.
SL, environmental law.
LSA, that's Legal Services Agreement, sorry.
Oh, there you go.
With SL Legal, right?
Environmental.
Environmental law, yeah.
Okay.
I'll second that mouthful.
Any discussion other than the clumsy words?
No,
No?
we're
All those
good.
in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So we just need one signature here? You get to sign all the bills, so I'll...
I know, I'm going to be here for a while. It's okay.
Guess what? Halifax Beautification Committee.
Yes. So
Essay contest winner, is that why you're here?
Mr. Gillespie is here.
Did you win the contest?
I did not. Spot the price.
The fix is in.
So, yeah, I'm just looking for permission to plant. I actually purchased 3 trees for the winners. 2 of them wrote back to me that they would like the tree planted on Town Hall. The third one I haven't heard from, but I have 3 trees total, 2 green giant arborvitaes that are nice trees. I think it would look better if I did 3. I could do 2 of the evergreens on each end and do the maple in the middle. I think that would look better than doing.
Which, where do you want to put them, in this garden?
I
here?
marked them. I marked the spot. It's further out, kind of close to where the tree was dying, was cut down. I put a marker in the ground, kind of like where I wanted to try to put them kind of in a line. Just make sure there's no pipes or anything. I mean, I'm going to be digging by hand anyway, so I just need a board approval to plant the trees on behalf of the SA winners.
So I did send the locations to Steve Hayward.
Yeah.
As he's our tree warden. I'm waiting his response, so I would just say any approval contingent upon Steve. And I'll have Steve work with you too. You
Yeah.
can probably have some help,
Just
digging.
as soon as
up there.
possible, because I've had them for over a month now.
So,
Tough keeping them alive.
They were supposed to come on Earth Day, but there was a lack or miscommunication somehow. So it didn't happen, so I've been taking care of them ever since.
Oh,
They're
brother.
not designed to live in the spot.
No, they're
for
not.
long. And I live on the lake, so they're blowing over. I gotta
Yeah.
keep moving them. So I want to get them.
You're ready to go.
And I'll take care of them as far as the watering and stuff.
Oh, wow.
If you don't do this.
so contingent on the
Approval from
by
Steve,
the
Yeah.
tree warden.
Yes, Steve Hayward, our tree warden. I would, you may want to mention the winners. We have a list here.
Oh, we do.
So,
So I haven't been to the Memorial Day thing in a while. Normally that used to be when these essay contests would, but they're not going to be there this time, right?
No.
Yeah, this was for Earth Day, right? This is beautification.
Oh, it's for Earth Day?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay, all right. So the Halifax Beautification Essay Contest winners for Earth Day were 4th grade Madison Balboni, 5th grade Joshua Grisby, and the 6th grade Peyton
Shuley.
Shuley.
Yep.
And it says, judged by the Halifax Beautification Committee, the essays were written about pollution, litter, and its effect on the environment. 3 trees were purchased for each of the winners, and planned by Mr. Gillespie would plant the trees on each of the property. However, the 4th grade and the 6th grade wish to plant the trees at Town Hall, which is very nice. And Mr. Gillespie has marked the spots on the town green and is seeking approval. So, we'll make a motion to
Sure.
approve this.
I'll make a motion to approve the planting of the trees pending the okay from our tree warden, Steve Hayward.
All right, I'll second that. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
It's, unanimous. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Good work.
Appreciate it.
Let's see here.
I think we got a visitor. 6:30.
Yeah, Mr. Hasiotis, right? Yeah, all right. Let's get that scheduled appointment. Okay, so we're just a few minutes late, but that's, oh, you don't. So here it's out. Okay, all right, so live entertainment on Friday, June 2nd from 5 to 9. This is at 2 Walnut Street. Let's see here. And it's been approved by the Fire Department, Police Department, Board of Health, all of that. Anything you want to tell us about it? Just having a party?
I think it's actually going to be 7 to 9, so, and it's a disc jockey, it's not actually a live band, but we want it.
7 to 9? Okay.
Okay,
Yeah. I'll make a motion to approve the live entertainment permit
all right.
for 7 to 9 at 2 Walnut Street for June 2nd, the 23rd.
Do you want me to make a change on this? Do you want to retype it?
I can do,
I think we just leave it 5 to 9.
Can we just leave it fine?
Let's leave it from 5 to 9, then you can start early.
what did I write on there? What did I write on there for the entertainment?
5 to 9.
And then
For what
did I
type
write
of
for the
entertainment?
What was the entertainment
I
type?
did yesterday.
DJ.
Yeah, I did.
Yep, DJ.
So that's fine, why don't you just keep it like that then?
Yeah,
So if you want to start early, you can. It's up to you. Yeah. Your window is 5 to 9, whether you want to use it or not.
9 o'clock, we have to shut everything down anyway, so it's... Okay, so we have a motion. I'll second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous.
Thank you. Thanks, George. Yeah,
Good luck.
appreciate
Have a nice
it.
party.
Hope you get good weather.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Mrs. McSherry's favorite topic.
What do we got?
Quonset Event
Yeah, we
LLC
finally-
name change. You want to walk us through this?
Okay, so wait a minute, we did.
Hold on, make sure we can get it here. There you go.
What would you like us to do?
No, we received all the paperwork, we did. What I was doing, what was I waiting for now? I was waiting for, we waited for the town clerk. They were supposed to, what they had to do was, they had to dissolve their other DBA, which was, it was DBA Lakeside Villa, and they wanted a lake house. But meanwhile, they were away on vacation. So we had to send it down there, they had to get it notarized, then they had to send it back here. We finally got it.
Oh, so
So
now,
we had to get that slip from the town clerk. It had to be dissolved, and then the new DBA had to be listed, because they want the business certificate before I send it to ABCC. So that's what we're waiting for.
oh, so we can't do anything on it yet?
No, we already done, it's all done.
Oh, it is?
They've done everything.
They've done everything
So
they
now it
need.
just needs your
And now-
approval.
Yeah.
Okay, so you need, we already approved this, so we're just affirming it?
No.
No.
I don't think we did approve it,
No, we
Jim.
approved the one with the DBA for Lakeside Villa. They want
No,
DBA.
they're changing it.
The lake
The
house.
lake house.
Do you have it there?
So this is the paper that's going to be sent to ABCC, so you guys can take a peek at that.
Do we, oh, we need to sign this here.
We
Oh,
do
and
have
this
to
is on
see,
the,
it's a change, yeah,
okay, so the change is,
the DBA.
DBA says.
To change it to the lake house.
To the lake house. I like, got a nice ring to it.
Good, all right. So, I'll make that motion.
And I will second it.
Any discussion?
No.
All those in favor say aye.
Right, and then you guys also have to approve, we have to change their common vic, their weekday, and their Sunday, because again, those all said.
Lakeside Villa.
I don't
Okay.
Okay, so-
We'll take them up, let me see what you got there.
know.
I gotcha.
Yeah, and so you guys, it's right there on this list, so it's common
Okay,
vic, weekday,
so,
Sunday.
Are these all of them? Yeah.
Yeah, I
So,
had paid some extra copies.
It's
So
all right to make one motion for all of them?
yeah, you can. Yeah, you can just say the common vic, weekday, and Sunday entertainment.
Okay, so I make that motion that we, basically just changing the name to the Lake House.
I will second that motion.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous.
Wish him luck.
Hopefully they do it right the next time. Now, this is a copy of what I already signed. Didn't I sign, isn't that the first thing we signed?
Yeah, it is.
Just a copy.
Let me take a peek.
Copy?
Yeah, you can do another one, so yeah, I have to make a copy. I already printed it. so
Okay.
I might as well just make a copy. Don't want to waste paper.
Oh, I hear you.
Correct. It's on the smart folder.
Okey-doke.
And then this one is for the Sunday one, which John only has to sign, so you just have to sign right where it says, there's 3 of them right there. It says one, you just sign right beside it.
All right,
The chair. Okay.
one, all these, or is it
Yeah,
just?
all
Yeah, all 3 of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Thank you.
That concludes that whole episode.
There you go.
I can't wait to pack that away.
We are done.
All right, road opening permit.
Yeah, so we have 2 requests for,
This was just one.
One now?
oh, yeah.
I put S in there because sometimes they might slip one in.
Oh, okay. Yep, no, you're right.
Within a couple of days, and then you can get them both done.
So just the one for a 4x6 cut to do gas maintenance at 100 Lake Street.
Yep.
Highway surveyor and police chief both approved. There's some conditions of the highway surveyor, and then the police chief's just requiring a detail officer.
Okay, I'll move that we approve the road cut.
I'll second it.
Any discussion?
Nope.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
It's unanimous. Okay. Let's see here. Building inspector.
Yeah, so as you know, we are recruiting for a building commissioner. I wanted to bring before you the process for, determining who the next building commissioner should be. Historically, the board has interviewed several individuals for the position. My recommendation would be to not do that. It's not a real high-profile position, it's a professional position, and by requiring a interview of the full board, you deter sometimes qualified applicants to apply, because they may not want their existing employer to know that, they're looking. So my recommendation would be to form an internal team to sift through, conduct preliminary interviews, and then make a recommendation to the board of a finalist. And that would make sense for you to bring that person in and interview that person. Who serves on that? I'd recommend that myself. The fire chief does inspections with the building commissioner. Scott Materna, our building maintenance director, is involved heavily with them. We could have one member of you if you preferred. I'm open to it, but that would just be my recommendation of how to move forward with a position like this for the recruitment.
We did similar processes with our fire chief and with your position, Cody, and I found it was great in that you have a cross section of people that can kind of look at things. You don't have to air everything out, as you say. If somebody wants to kind of apply on the down low, that might broaden our net a little bit. And I thought it was a very efficient way to do it. I might like to have maybe not just, I don't know, maybe not one, maybe 2 or 3 brought before us if it wheels
I wouldn't
down.
recommend it. For a building commissioner position, we're looking for someone who's qualified.
Okay.
And if you have the qualifications and, they're a good fit, which can kind of be determined, I'd really recommend one. Typically, the reason being, you have an idea of who that, even if you pick 3, you usually generally have an idea of who the one person is.
Sure.
And so when you present 2 or 3, sometimes you're just presenting those people to present them, and it's really not fair to the candidates in that case. I mean, you can choose to do that. There's not many communities that do that for that, kind of that reason. Typically for department head level positions, present one finalist to the board. But we can do whatever your
So I
preference
think,
is.
I think this is less of, it's sort of a combination of making one committee what you did with the fire chief.
Mm-hmm.
So with the fire chief, I think you had a selection committee or a review committee, whatever we'll call it. You also ran an assessment.
We didn't do an assessment.
You didn't do assessment. So
No.
what this is, to me, is sort of like adding an assessment component to it, in the sense that if we have the right people, such as Scott, the building maintenance guy, and the fire chief, and Cody, who know what the building commissioner's skills are needed, then they can make that assessment for us. Obviously, I mean, I don't really know. I mean, I can do the best I can, but I'm not like on day-to-day with it. And then I don't have any objection to leaving it up to the committee. If they think there are 2 qualified candidates and they don't, really have a choice, then we'll interview 2. If they think that this is the guy, then we can interview him. If we don't agree, we just say, no, we'll send him back and do somebody else.
So could we set that up, Cody, with whatever committee we come up with? Give them the discretion of if they want to move forward with one or more than
Yeah,
one?
if we have, multiple candidates
neck and
that are
neck.
neck and neck, and, it comes down to more of just a preference or personality fit.
Sure.
If that's fine, we can try to recommend 2 to you, as long as both of them, or 3, whatever it may be.
Sure.
Typically, that's not the case. Typically, you have a person who, usually consensus within a team, this is our guy, or female, male or female.
I mean, I can't think of any better group for the assessment other than what we've talked about.
Yeah.
I mean, who else would you have on there that really, I mean, if we had a real strong zoning board chairman or something, maybe, but even that, not necessarily, because they're gonna,
You're going to be working with
they
them?
work for them,
Right. Yeah.
So, other than that, I mean, you guys would know what skills are required.
Right.
So, I mean, I would move that we adopt that program, that we ask Mr. Materna, the fire chief, Mr. Haddad, to serve as the screening review committee and make their recommendation for building commissioner.
Okay, I will second that.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. I know you advertised on that before. You still have you re-advertised on it?
We just re-advertised either late last week or the week before, so we're hopeful that we'll get some qualified applicants.
Yeah, we need to move on that. It's been too long.
Yeah, well, Steve Solari's been doing a great job, actually.
Yeah,
I mean, we want to get it filled with a full-time position, but Steve I actually can't commend him enough. He's come in, and Caroline in the department up there, she's done a great job supporting him. But Steve has been phenomenal. He's taking care of things. He's available. So
He doesn't want the job, though.
No.
He doesn't.
We can't get him. I already tried.
Yeah, I think it would be a significant pay cut for him.
Is that something we need to look at?
Yeah, maybe. It may be something that I bring back to you in a future meeting. If we continue to have lack of qualified applicants, we may need to make an adjustment to that. The wage and personnel bylaw lets you make a temporary adjustment of the board, and then it just has to go back at the next town meeting for adoption. So it may be something that we need to do in order to attract someone.
We used to have an assistant building inspector.
We do not have an assistant anymore. We had Steve actually was serving as kind of the alternate, and now he is our interim, and he's serving that full-time.
Solari.
Solari, yes.
Oh, okay, so we can, because, I mean, the full-timer is going to go away at times, so we might need.
Yes, I think Steve would love to stay on as the alternate.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he's been doing a great job.
Okay, thank you, good.
Yep.
Bylaw Review Committee status. So I'm concerned with this myself because with the MBTA thing, which we do have to follow up on, but as far as I know, they've never met. Or if they haven't met in a year.
Yeah, it's been quite some time. I did reach out to Amy Troop, who is on that. I did include a copy of the email to her, just asking for an update. She says that she's tried several times to get meetings posted, but she's had a hard time. She's not even sure who's on the committee anymore, so she asked for an updated list. So I did send her this updated list. So Mr. Bruno, you are on it. Jonathan Schmalling's on it. Amy Troop's on it, Gerald Joy's on it, Tina Kenyon's on it, Alan Palmer, and then you recently appointed Jeremy Gillespie. So I did offer Amy that I could assist in coordinating. I think, that's something more than happy to do, and we can try to get a meeting scheduled.
Is she the chairperson, or is she just the...
I honestly am not sure. The information I have isn't...
As far as we know, there is no chairman. So let's put it that way. So why don't we, and if you would take the lead, that'd be best, schedule a meeting.
Okay.
And we should do it soon, so we can get moving on this.
Sure.
And we can do it as just basically like, okay, get everybody together. This is what we have to do. Let's get started on it.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. Okay.
And maybe if we have the zoning bylaw copies for all these members, so they can have them, and you might even put them in the notification to them, in addition to, of course, a public meeting notice, but individual notification. Here's your packet, come and get it before the meeting so we can look at it.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Yep, I will
'Cause I
coordinate
think,
with you a date.
We're gonna be jammed up if we don't do something by the end of the year.
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
so, okay, anything else we need to do on that?
No, I will follow up and we can get something scheduled.
Excellent, thank you. Reappointment, Mr. Hayward to be the cemetery superintendent. Let's see, so we have a note that says we don't have a cemetery superintendent right now. Be bad news for those.
It expires the night of the election, midnight the night of the election. We don't meet until like a week and a half later.
Oh, boy.
It's always been like that. It's kind of weird.
We
Yeah,
don't have a backup, I hope.
Yeah, I didn't make up the
No.
rules.
people are dying to get in there.
Hey, hey-o.
No, he's been making me wait.
I was waiting. If you didn't say it, I was going to say it.
In my house, they call that a dad joke.
Yes, it
They
is.
usually just roll their eyes and look the other way.
Yep.
You know about that.
I know about that. I know about that.
All right, so I would move to appoint Steve Hayward as the cemetery superintendent, burial agent, with a term to expire on May 18th, 2024.
Second.
Any discussion?
No.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Just have him,
Unanimous.
All right, you gotta sign this card.
Okey-doke. Line item transfers?
Yes, we have several line item transfers. The first one is in the amount of $1,500 from the town administrator salary account to town hall electricity. Unfortunately, the bills came in much higher than expected. The second one is the amount of $1,000 from the accountant salary to the accountant expense account, and that's a result of training needed for the new assistant town accountant. The third is a transfer in the amount of $7,000 from the snow and ice budget to streetlights and electricity. Similar to town hall, the bills came in higher than anticipated. The next one is in the amount of $2,000 from the town administrator salary to office machine expenses. Again, things just came in higher than expected. Next one is in the amount of $15,500. And that one is to the telephone accounts from the town administrator salary. There was 6 months of unpaid bills that we are trying to pay. There's been some migration, from my understanding, prior to me being here, of different phone accounts. So that is cleaned up now, but the result is we had an overage that we need to take care of there. And the last one is in the amount of $9,000 from the accountant salary to data processing. This was just a result of last year. I don't think the most accurate budget figures were presented. We had several different of our subscription costs increase, and that wasn't planned for in the original budgeting, so it was just over what we expected.
Okay.
No, I mean, the 6 months thing was concerning. You know, that raised some flags with me. Any explanation as to why it was 6 months?
Unfortunately, it was prior to me being here, so I can't provide a ton of information.
Yeah.
What I can say is I'm looking at adopting a financial policy for purchase orders and bills that would provide a little bit more oversight, so things like this don't happen. We can better plan and better budget and make sure these things happen on time. So I'm hoping in the next month or two I'll have that policy before you for adoption.
Is that just bills that weren't paid, or somebody was using cell phones they weren't supposed to, or was it a combination?
No, it basically resulted in, we receive a monthly invoice for, it's called 8x8. It's the phone service we have here in town. And we realized that there were 6 months that hadn't been paid yet. When we sought that information, we're getting it paid now. But because of that, there was an overage in the budget. And the overage really comes from, there was a time where we were paying, there was a migration, so we switched phone service. So there was a time where we had to pay both, and that's really where the overage comes from. And we didn't think we'd be over because we didn't realize those 6 months weren't paid, but we realized it, and now we're correcting the situation.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll move that we approve the line item transfers as requested.
And I will second.
You should assign
Discussion.
those.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. I do think some of these problems won't come back again next year because we have
We have our ducks in a row?
a full staff.
Yeah.
People that know what they're doing and paying attention to business, so that's good.
Well, hopefully we did a good job of budgeting this year too. We've had quite a bit of these. That's not typical. It shouldn't, things are always going to come up and we're going to have to do line item transfers at the end of the year. But, for the most part, we should be doing a good job of budgeting. If it's a reoccurring theme, we need to adjust our budget.
Yeah.
And that is something that Sandy and I went through this year to try to change. Is if the actuals continue to come in higher, we need to adjust our budget. So, and we did that a lot of that this year. So I think that itself should correct part of the issue.
All right, live entertainment for generations. This is for the Animal Festival.
Yes.
And they already written to talk to us about that. And so this is on June 4th from 12 to 4 for a DJ. So I'll move that we approve this live entertainment permit.
And I will second it.
Any discussion?
I think we already discussed it.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? It's unanimous. Park commissioners.
Yeah, so the park commissioners were in before you several times about the use of the economic development bill funding. They finally submitted a couple proposals to us, so just wanted to have the proposals before the board for their approval. The first one, they are looking to do some landscape cleanup to the area to the left of 4th Ave down to the water's edge and over to the right side of the driveway and gate entry next to 6th Ave. So basically, they would have a wood chipper come in, remove all the downed tree limbs and brush, remove 10 dead, dying, leaning trees that are deemed to be a safety hazard, clean cut the underbrush and debris, clean up all the leaves, and restore the area to its original condition. That's $9,500. And then they're also looking to do a study, a conceptual design and plan through Grady Consulting. This has a wetlands delineation, a topographic survey, an existing conditions plan, conceptual site plan for the proposed use. Let's see. Which one is the proposed use? And I believe this had to do with part of the beach renourishment they had spoken about previously. Although it doesn't have a significant amount of detail in here.
We're going to do a conceptual plan of the town beach?
Yes, the boat ramp and the beach.
The
On
boat ramp?
the 4th and 5th Ave is what this says.
The boat ramp on 4th Avenue?
No.
No, it's just a
No.
beach over there.
Well, no, technically there is that access road to the right of the beach. But you can go down, that's probably the area they're talking about.
So basically, it sounds like more of a master plan of that area to look at improving various amenities of the boat ramp and beach, including beach restoration, improved parking, improved handicap accessibility, and boat ramp.
Okay. Are these all in conformance with the procurement?
I haven't gotten enough information at this time to determine that. The study is, engineering is exempt from procurement, and that's only $8,200. And typically, anything under $10,000, you just follow sound business practices. We don't have to solicit quotes. But prevailing wage does have to be paid, so we'll have to ensure that prevailing wage is paid.
On the tree work?
And the engineering, but we don't have to procure that. But prevailing wage has to be paid for all of our projects.
Okay, so can we approve these?
Yeah, you can approve them, and I'll make sure that
Okay.
they're complying.
So I think we were holding a significant amount of money for them, right?
$25,000.
Yeah, so is that, I think my math, it's 17, right?
Yeah, so I think they anticipate bringing something else forward in the future.
Okay.
We have until 2026 or 2027
Okay.
to spend the money, but they were just trying to move on these items and bring these.
Sure.
So
Yeah, let's get it going.
That's a good thing.
Let's get it going.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve these two projects?
So moved.
I'll second it. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Representative to the Plymouth County Advisory Board. Ugh. I guess I'm it, right?
Yeah, this is just an annual thing. Currently, John, you're the rep, and Naj is the alternate.
I'll make a motion to,
Before you do that, though, he's an employee of the county. Is he? I guess he can still be, because of this, okay.
That's a good
Troy
point.
Guerin used to have to do this all the time. Okay, go ahead, make your.
all right, I'm going to make a motion to make Mr. John Bruno the representative for the Plymouth County Advisory Board with a term to expire June 30th, 2024, and to make Mr. Naja Nezarella the alternate to the Plymouth County Advisory Board with a term to expire June 30th, 2024.
I'll second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. All right. MBT updates on the following. MBTA action plan. So we got a letter back from Mr. Cutler, Representative Cutler. I thought it was a very nicely done letter. We didn't hear much from the other representatives. I do think, though, it doesn't solve our problem. Our problem is that the townsmen, people, I haven't heard anybody say they're in favor of any of this, right? So, I mean, I'd like to go back to them, thank Mr. Cutler for his thorough response, but ask them to say, look, will you come in here and talk to us and explain about this program and why it's a good idea and all that kind of thing. I mean, we're in a room's full of angry people, and I'm not going to justify it because I don't know anything about it, A, and I'm not sure I agree with it. So,
Yeah, they did have the MMA and MHP put on something today that I watched a webinar about the housing issue in the state. And where it did bring up some valid points, it also, in my opinion, brought up some valid concerns. So I would,
about this?
That's okay, that's okay.
yeah, about the state's push to increase housing. The state wants to add 200,000 homes by 2030, which to me, given the reduction of growth in Massachusetts right now, we've actually lost people for the first time in the last 2 years. To my question is, what happens when we build these structures and the baby boom generation, families aren't having as many kids now as they were back in the day. So I just want to make sure we're not setting ourselves up for a problem down the road. The other thing they brought up was making communities more walkable, to make them more environmentally friendly. And while I do agree it's good to keep cars off the road, to me, that doesn't talk about the issue that we would have with some of our resources like water. If you're trying to be environmentally friendly, adding a large amount of units to a town is going to put a drain on our water. So it just, I know what the state's trying to do, but to your point, John, would love to have somebody come in that's smarter than me in this and really dope it out for everybody.
And justify what they're trying to do. So if I don't understand the MBTA connection, like why the MBTA? If you want to build, if you look at a map, just in a theoretical sense,
Yeah.
you look at a map, you go west of Worcester, there is acres and acres of open land.
Sure.
So if you want to build housing, you could build it out
Sure.
there. Now, I'm sure there's good reasons why they're not doing that. But why try to squeeze it in over here? And, I mean, the walkability, okay, even if you design this project so that it has, like what they're talking about with that over 55 development on 58,
Sure.
which I think is a great idea.
Yeah.
But still, that's adding units, and nobody comes to Halifax is not driving a car.
I know.
I mean, I think we have one Uber driver, last I heard, that's what I heard, and he's always busy.
Yeah.
I remember years ago, somebody wanted a taxi license.
Yeah.
That didn't, he couldn't make any money doing that either. So if you don't have a car, how are you going to get around here? So if you add 700 units, you're going to add at least 700 cars.
Oh, yeah, more.
Right?
Yeah.
Probably more.
Sure.
So it's very inconsistent. It's very, I think, poorly thought out. And maybe there's a good reason for it. Beats me.
And I understand maybe in communities like, bigger communities like your Quincy's, your Braintree's, where you're right there, in the center of the action. I don't think these will help make Halifax a more walkable area. I mean, we're a very rural community. We're very spread out. So I understand what their idea is for this program, but I just don't think it would be a fit for just how our town is laid out.
I don't think so either. And I think we ought to have a choice in it, frankly. I mean, if we think that we need more housing in Halifax, which may, well, I agree, we don't, I mean, what do we have, a dozen apartments maybe,
Sure.
if that? But, I mean, just by building more or having a developer come in and build more, it's going to have an effect on the property values for people that are already here, right? I mean, in some respects.
Sure.
So, I don't know, just the whole thing's just so poorly thought out in my mind, so.
I did request a meeting previously. I sent an email on May 2nd to Senator Brady, Representatives Lenatra and Cutler, as well as all their chiefs of staff, when they had responded, requesting that the delegation, as well as the department that's responsible for the policy, which would be DHCD. We had a meeting scheduled for the 23rd of May and June 13th. I invited them to that and asked them to attend, and if neither of those options worked, to provide us with options that they would find favorable, and I did not receive a response from anybody.
Okay.
So, I mean, one of the other things, at a previous meeting, you had asked that I reach out to other communities. I did send an email to a group of about 50 town administrators, and I've gotten an overwhelming response. Other communities are feeling the same way we are. There's probably at least 20 or 25 that have responded that they would be interested in joining us. At this time, Middleborough has actually offered to host the meeting. They have a large space. So as managers and administrators, we're going to have a preliminary meeting and meet internally, just discuss what our game plan is.
Great.
And then we'll look to schedule a meeting with all of our boards, and I will let you know as soon as we know.
Thank you for that. That's
Look at you, Haddad.
That's
leading the charge here in
Fantastic.
Halifax.
honestly, that's the only way this is going to change, because it's pretty clear that the legislature, and I don't even know if it's our representatives, although they should be looking out for us, but what somebody said, this is what we're going to do, and everybody else is just hide under the table and say, well, I'm not going to get involved. But if we can get enough momentum going, maybe it'll change something. I mean, hopefully, it's the way democracy's supposed to work anyway.
Thanks, that's fantastive.
No, it's good.
That's encouraging, yeah.
That's encouraging.
It is, it's good. So, and at that meeting that we have all the boards there, as I said to the other town administrators, recommend you invite your local delegation.
Absolutely.
We'll invite ours.
Sure.
And, hopefully some of them show up, but if not, at the very least, it's the start of a regional conversation for us to work together.
If nothing else, we get a newspaper
Get
If
some,
they have reporters in,
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
I think they will. The response has been overwhelming,
That's
so I think we'll get some
If
attention.
we don't do that, nothing's going to happen.
Sure.
And we're going to be looking at mandatory this, that, and the other thing over and over again. It's just not right. I think it's not right. I think, I know Mr. Cutler said, well, we invited people to come and give us their concerns, but this was apparently done 2 years ago, and all of a sudden, I mean, we're new to the board, and we weren't involved in it anyway, but still, I haven't heard anybody say a good thing about it. So,
yeah.
we should do something.
Keep us posted, Cody, on that.
Yes, I will.
That's fantastic.
Probably sometime this summer. It's hard getting a big group of people together, people on vacations, but we are working on it. So, and that, like I said, the response was overwhelming. Even a lot of communities that aren't subject to the law yet have just said, well, include us. We'd like to just be there. Or I've gotten a couple of emails from town administrators saying, we support you. It doesn't affect us, but we're more than happy to attend to support you. We kind of understand the position you're being put in. So, yeah, I think it's very positive. Looking forward to it.
Nice work.
Excellent.
Nice work, Cody.
Thank you.
Okay, Morse Brothers, I don't have anything else to say about it.
No, DEP is still investigating. We have no new details at this time.
Yep. I would anticipate the next time we'll hear about this is around December again, when they are moving sand. One thing, we were going to ask council about our bylaws, and just in case they come up with another proposal, so I guess we could check with him to see if, remember he was going to look at them?
Yeah, Attorney Huxham and I are working behind the scenes to make sure that we're
Okay.
prepared for something if it comes at us.
All right, good. Training for boards and committees.
No new significant updates. As I receive different training opportunities that I think are applicable, I try to send them out to boards and committees. Jonathan attended a great one on housing today.
Yes, I did.
And, still looking at different options. One of the options to get training in here for our ZBA and planning boards didn't quite pan out. So I've reached out to a few other communities to see what we can do. There's a couple consultants that we can potentially have in, so we're looking at that. We've been holding different trainings for our department heads. Last month we did, one of the concerns that I heard from our department heads was they weren't able to control their own website, their own webpage. So Caesar IT specialist came in and did a training for all of our department heads on how to use the website, how to upload things, provided credentials to all of our department heads. So we hope that it'll help the functionality of our website, allow residents to be more engaged, have more up-to-date information. This next month, I'm having our Labor Council, Jack Dolan, come in. He's going to do some training on interviews and different HR processes. And then I've also started a new, I don't know what you'd call it, but in department head meetings. I did this in my previous community where we choose one department every month and they give a presentation in our department head meetings of what does their department do. So we started that last month and the town clerk's office went and it was great. The point of it is not to stress department heads out for a presentation, but to open up everyone else's eyes to kind of, wow, I didn't realize the town clerk's office did that, or I didn't realize that was the volume that the treasurer collector did. So it was pretty good. I got good feedback and the department head seemed to enjoy it. So we're going to do one of those a month. We'll rotate through all the departments.
I
So.
wonder if, just while you're talking, it just kind of occurred to me, but some of these training things, like especially with Jack Dolan or Caesar even, could we record them?
The ones with Jack, I'd recommend we not, because there may be specific cases or circumstances we discuss as a group that may not want to be public, but we can, for the ones, when it's applicable, yes, we can look at doing that.
And I know in previous ones with Jack, he would tell folks at the onset, if there's anything specific with you, hold on to that till the end, because I did think that he was thinking that if you wanted to record it, you could. And then he'd kind of say, okay, we're going to stop the recording. And then if there was any more specific, something like that.
We can certainly look at that.
I'm just thinking that, like, if we can take some advantage of it, and, because everybody knows, nobody ever thinks about it when they're sitting in this chair, but these chairs don't stay warm long.
Right.
Everybody's moving around, even the permanent employees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have opportunities, plenty of opportunities for re-education.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I'll make a note of that.
All right. Now, one of my favorite topics, summer meeting schedule.
Yeah, so we've discussed this at several previous meetings. I've talked to several department heads. I've sent out emails. What I provided here is a draft. It's very preliminary, as I only have 2 locations on there. I'm still waiting responses. But I put your summer meeting schedule, which starts June 13th and goes through September 26th. My proposal was to have a meeting at the Holmes Library on June 27th. We're leaving July 11th open for another location, and have 25th at the Council on Aging, and do some sort of tent outside. We'll arrange that, and I'm still waiting responses from the fire department, highway, recycling center, and the elementary school. So as I get those, I'll fill this in, but just wanted to keep you updated.
I think that's great. Can we, when we do the agendas for those meetings, though, can we kind of put the spotlight on where we are?
Yes, we will.
The library director come in and give us a little talk about what they're
absolutely.
doing and stuff like that. Because the whole point of this is to bring the cameras and have the people see, their buildings. There are people in town, honestly, that don't know where town hall is. I mean, if you live over in Oak Street or that end of town, and your world goes to Boston or Pembroke or whatever, you never come down here.
Sure.
Right.
So,
No, absolutely.
I will only okay it if we have themes.
All right.
So like library, dress as your favorite literary character.
Okay, I like that.
oh, come on.
Yep, let's go. So we will tie the theme to the building, so that will just drive it home. I think that would be fantastic.
The recycling center.
Well, maybe Captain Planet or something, or we could come up with something. But yeah, no, I think it's a great idea to get the traveling Selectmen show going. I think it's great.
I think it's a fun thing, too.
Yeah,
It absolutely
might
is.
as well.
Is there anywhere I'm missing on that list? So we have the COA, the library, and then the other locations at the bottom. But if there's anywhere else that I didn't include, let me know. And
I think that'd be enough for this
Yeah.
one, anyway.
I mean, how many we need? I don't see police on there, but
the police is hard logistically.
Sure.
The only large meeting room they have is kind of beyond the locked doors.
Yeah.
And then it can just be challenging. So
Sure.
And there's nobody there.
yeah. So that might be a future meeting. Maybe next year when we do the road show, we can try to plan something like that.
not room in the museum. Is that a little too tight?
It's probably not accessible. I mean, we could add it in there someday.
Or at least maybe just to investigate it, Cody? See
Yeah,
if it works?
I'll talk to Scott, and maybe we'll go down there and see
Yeah,
what
just
the
see.
feasibility of it would be.
If not,
Susan Basile, probably. talk to
Yes.
Susan, yeah. Or, well, Susan kind of runs it.
Yep,
Say John
yep.
Shea's the other one, but Susan runs it.
Yeah, I think we'll take a look logistically first and see if it's
Yeah.
space-wise possible, and if it is, I will touch base with Sue Basile.
you know, it's kind of tight in there.
Well, the whole point just is exactly that, to highlight.
Right, highlight buildings that folks might not have been in, or,
Buildings and departments, because I think there are some departments here that do a lot of work that nobody's, not necessarily nobody, but people don't generally see.
Sure.
The recycling center, for example,
yep,
they're there all the time, but, so.
okay, I think it's great. Yet another good idea, Chairman.
So we have a town administrator update. Did we do that already, or?
No, so I put this on the agenda. This is something we did in my previous community. I thought it was a good idea. It just allows me to give an update of things going on in town hall, things going on not only for you guys, but for the public. So I'd like to keep this on the agenda as long as it's okay with the chairman.
Absolutely.
And sometimes we'll have more information, sometimes there may not be anything. But
Can we call it Cody's Corner?
yeah, I like that. There you go.
Cody's Corner.
So we are currently out to bid for our curbside collection of trash. We've received interest from several different vendors, which is a good sign. We've extended the bid deadline to Tuesday, so and we'll award a contract shortly thereafter. We'll bring the contract before you for approval.
Is this going to, it's going to continue our bag and tag,
This would be to change it to, we'd have toters, so you'd have the toters, you'd pay an annual fee, and it would get rid of the pay-as-you-throw. Ultimately, pay-as-you-throw would be an option still if you had overage, the cart were full, you had a large event or something. So everything within the tote would be included in that fee, and then if you had additional baggage, you could put it in the pay-as-you-throw bags and next to the toters. We don't have specifics yet. That's kind of the idea of the program. That's how we put it out. We put out 2 different size toters, and we will see what we come up with for bids, and then we'll make the decision on how to move forward.
And just a couple of clarifications, Cody. I think recycling is going to stay the same.
For now,
as
recycling will
as
stay
we
the
handle
same,
it.
yes.
Yeah. And then, and I know it's still being thought out, but there was the possibility of maybe, because I know folks say, well, hey, I only put out 1 bag a week. I know that we're investigating the possibility of if folks wanted to still use the bag and take it themselves to an area. That could possibly be an option as well that is out there, so.
There's potential, yeah, definitely. We haven't nailed specifics down
So
yet.
it's still up in the
but
air.
that is the gist of it, what we're looking at. Once we get the bids back, we can nail it down.
Where would you take it?
I don't want to speak for Sue, but I believe one of the possibilities was at the recycle center to have a separate dumpster there
Oh.
for folks, so if they wanted to use that option, they could use that.
Oh,
Yeah, it's an option. We have to look at it.
I know, I didn't want to put the cart before the horse, sorry.
DEP may have some concerns with an option like that, so as soon as we have the parameters of the program nailed down, we will get all the information out there and make sure the public is aware. This past Monday, we welcomed our new assistant collector, Tammy Hillary, to the town. She's a Halifax resident, and we look forward to having her on board. She seems like she'll be a great fit, so if anyone's in town, stop by and say hello to Tammy. I also want to thank Tommy Schindler, who provided free lunch to all town employees last week. He's starting a business, Teddy's Hot Dogs, and he provided his hot dog cart in his own time and gave lunch to all town employees that were interested. It was very good, and we're very thankful that Tommy did. It was good. It was very good.
Did you have the chili dog? How's the
I
chili
had
dog?
I had the bacon and mac dog. So it was mac and cheese on top with a little bit of bacon.
Oh.
And it was very good.
Okay.
so I can see you're gearing up for a marathon or something, doing all that carbo load?
Yes, that's
Yes.
exactly it. Yeah, you caught me. Let's see. Last month, we awarded our first ever Employee of the Month here in Halifax. It's a program I started, and any town employees can nominate their fellow coworkers for something that they've done above and beyond. That employee was Peggy Selter in our Board of Health and Conservation Commission. Peggy received several nominations. She's been going above and beyond in the absence of some building department staff, zoning board of appeals staff, planning board staff. She's taken on the Conservation Commission. Peggy is great. Whenever you ask Peggy to get something done, she does it. She gets it done with a smile. She's very pleasant. So we were very happy to award that first award to Peggy. This will be a monthly thing that we're looking to do. We'll provide a small gift. This past month, we got Peggy a Yeti cup.
Nice.
For hers. We took her picture in front of the seal, and we sent out an email acknowledging Peggy. So we hope to continue this. I think it's a good show of appreciation to the staff. So but congratulations again to Peggy.
Congratulations, good.
Well deserved.
Yes, it definitely is. Today we received word from Mass DEP that the town was awarded a host grant which provides funding assistance to the town, and we provide an office space for the DEP Municipal Assistance Coordinator. Sue Johnson has spearheaded this in the recycling department. The town, does make a little bit of money off of it, and all we have to do is provide the space and office in the recycling center. And not only do we get the compensation, but we also get this individual from DEP who's available to us to help us with various different, typically with trash recycling.
Excellent.
So it's a great thing.
That's a big asset to have
It is.
that contact, so if nothing else, they can send us in the right direction.
Yes, exactly. So, like I said, Sue really has spearheaded that. She did a nice job. She continues to do a nice job. So that was great news. We are currently actively bargaining all of our union contracts. We are making great progress, and I anticipate having tentative agreements before you in your next couple of meetings. We should have them all wrapped up by July 1st. For our union, and I just want to thank all of our department heads that have provided assistance to for the unions that they have staff in. They've all assisted me greatly, and it's been great working with everyone. And my last update would be we have a finance committee opening. We have posted it on our website. It's been posted for almost a month now. We have not received any applicants. We are going to extend the posting for another 30 days to the end of June. So I encourage the public, if you have an interest in getting to know, learn about the operations of the town, the finances of the town, Finance Committee is a great place to start and get a good understanding of how the town operates. And so those can be emailed, the talent bank forms can be emailed to the chairman of the Finance Committee, Todd Dargy, by June 30th. And they will take those recommendations and then provide a recommendation to you guys for final approval. And that concludes my update.
Cut my teeth on the Finance Committee years and years and years ago. Best education there is, from learning everything. Meet everybody, you get to be involved in everything, so
Yeah.
it's a lot of work, and they do a great job, but it is a great education.
Yes, certainly.
And just so the newspaper aware, that was Cody's Corner. Cody's Corner.
I actually, I spoke with Area 58. Area 58 has asked that I start doing a monthly show with them, very similar to this. So we're going to have in different guests. We'll record a monthly show. We'll have department heads in, you guys in, just to give an update on things going on in town.
Awesome.
What some of our different departments do. So we're hoping to start that sometime this summer, and we're going to do that monthly.
Fantastic.
You can become a celebrity.
That's it. He's a big deal.
Yeah, apparently.
And that's it.
Don't forget the little people when you we see the same ones on the way back down. Okay, anything else? Do we have executive sessions? or-
Yes, we do have an executive
Oh,
session.
okay, all right. So we finished our agenda, so I'll make a motion that we go into executive session pursuant to General Laws, Chapter 38, Section 21, to discuss the fire chief contract pursuant to General Laws, Chapter 38, Section 21A2, and contract negotiations with firefighters, highway, mixed unit, patrol officers, and sergeants under General Laws, Chapter 38, Section 21A3. In both cases, any discussion in public session would be detrimental to the town's bargaining positions. We will not be coming back into public session, and we will not be making any statements.
Second.
All right, Mr. Seelig?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno, yes.
Very good.
All right.
Clear the room.
Okay.